Hi everybody, it's Kiara. Let me just adjust my light a little bit. Okay. It is Friday, June 13th, 2025. This is a quilt tube. I'm going to give you a little bit of an update about what I've been doing. I haven't actually been doing a lot of quilting. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I have been like on a cross stitch kick. I finished two of my larger projects. I'm almost done with a third. I'm doing this thing just one for June, where I'm being monogamous on what I'm stitching. But we're here for a quilt tube, and I did actually make a list. I had every intention of sewing last week. I only just began to do a little bit this week. And I'll show you the list I made. So it was from 6/4 to 6/7, but I actually just started like Wednesday. What I should have done is I had been watching the Karen Reed trial with Emily D. Baker, and I should have turned it on in here. Today I finally turned it on when I was in here while I was doing stuff. And I have to remember, if I'm going to be doing that stuff, I should turn on my TV in my quilting room. Also, I've been working on some DAR stuff. DAR is Daughters of the American Revolution. I am a daughter. I am the regent of my chapter, which means that I am in charge. Something I swore I would never do again, but I'm loving it, and I've been trying to get us organized, and we have an executive board meeting next week. So I'm trying to prepare us because there are lots of changes going on. So that's what I'm doing. So my time is not my own. Even though I'm on vacation, it's not my own. But I did get to meet a lovely lady for the DAR the other day, and she was just delightful. So let's get on to my quilt tube and what I've been doing. I finished a quilt. It just needs a binding. It's one of my Pat Sloan's Block of Days. I think this is 2021 because I remember doing this in my rental, and we moved here in May. So this must have been March of 2021. So here it is. It's this block, and then every one of these has got, my husband's yelling at the dogs. My dogs are barking. They bark at everything, so he yells at them. So every one of these has got like a Disney center. And then I have this back. Okay. And I even made my binding. So I'm going to trim it. I actually found this binding in one of my boxes in the garage of fabric that I brought from New York. So I'm actually going to trim this up and try to bind it this weekend. Then, what else did I do? These I did before I went away on up to New York to see my mom and dad. This is 2 weeks of the strippy spools. And I have to do another week, so I'll be caught up. Actually, I might just do 2 this week, this weekend to get it. So this is the bobbins, and then these are my spools. I've got 4 of them done. So I want to assemble the first row. So there are those, and this is the strippy spools pattern. It's designed from the Fat Quarter Shop. I don't remember how much it was, but it uses a jelly roll. But here's the pattern. I'm making the lap size. So I think I'm gonna pull some stuff later. There's a law tuber I like to watch, and I didn't get to watch the closing arguments today for Karen Reed because I heard part of the Commonwealths, but I didn't hear the defenses. So I might watch one of my law tubers later reiterate what was said from Karen Reed's defense. For those that don't, I watch a lot of Law Tube, besides Floss Tube and Quilt Tube. That's a lot of what I watch when I'm sewing, because I don't have to give it my thing. And I actually did not watch all of her second trial because she had a mistrial in the first one. I did not watch all of the second one because I couldn't. And I found the Commonwealth Special Prosecutor quite off-putting, just his tone. I did not like the Commonwealth's attorney last time, but that was just because he was not polished. I guess that was it. And most defense attorneys, in my opinion, are much more polished than prosecutors. But then again, I've seen some really good prosecutors. I just couldn't go through it again. So that being said, I might turn on something later and do some sewing later. I might actually do the binding later. The other thing I worked on, I've been working on this Bobbin Blooms. This was in a Sew Sampler box last year. I think it was in one of the first boxes I got when I started getting this again. So today I sewed together all these top pieces of the blocks, and then I sewed together all of these. So now I need to do the spools. So I might do that this weekend. There's a couple NASCAR races and it's on Prime this week, and I can watch Prime in here. So my goal on my list was to do pages 5 and 6, and I did pages 5 and 6. So I think I'm gonna try to do page 7 next and do that. So that was my, okay, so on my list, I did my Bobbin Blooms. I did find fabric for the binding and make binding. I did that. So now I have to trim the quilt and bind the quilt. I did all of my Bobbin Blooms goal. My strippy spools was 2 spools and 2 bobbins, and then to cut and assemble 2 rows. I guess I have, oh, if I do the 2 spools and the 2 bobbins, I have enough to assemble 2 rows. So that was my next goal. And then I wanted to load a quilt onto Miss Moxie. I actually cut the backing, the batting to do that. So I'm going to try to do that probably tomorrow morning. I also just, I didn't volunteer. My aunt called me and asked me if I could embroider names on 2 beach towels, and I'm going to do that. So I'll just have to move my embroidery machine out onto my kitchen counter because it sits flatter. So the other thing I did was I made a list of things I wanted to accomplish during the summer. So my one was the Bobbin Blooms. Then I want to do strippy spools. I have to assemble my Wild West. I want to catch up and finish my Designer Mystery 2024 blocks. I have to cut the finishing. Month 2 of Stardust, which is their Make-A-Wish, and that shouldn't be too much. I want to do month 2 of Heartfelt. This is Heartfelt. I'll show you this. I can show it to you. It was one of their Make-A-Wish quilts a few years ago. Let's see if there's a picture. And it's made with Cora Yoder fabric. And this is it. So if anything gets pushed off, it'll probably be this. I need to work on my grandma's kitchen. I've only got 7 blocks done, and she's finishing it up next week. Assemble my Simply Jelly Roll, and then I want to work on Miss Millie's dress, and I got to catch up on Flyaway. My Flyaway, I have to catch up on 2 clues. And then I made just quilts to be quilted. I have 4 quilts. My Sweet Land of Liberty, which I need to load, the chicken salad, and then a Halloween, a small one, which I might just do on my Juki this weekend. And then I pulled, I don't know why I pulled this down. Oh, I probably wanted to rewrite it. This is my quilts to be quilted, or I was doing something. I don't know. The other thing I would like to do is I saw Kathy from My Hobby Home and what she was doing, and I really liked this idea because she's, Kathy's all about busting her stash this year, and I kind of liked this idea. This is the new quilt along from, that's in the Sew Sampler boxes. This was month 1, and this is month 2. And what she's been doing is using the pictures on the cover and pulling fabrics that coordinate with them from her stash. And I really liked that idea. So I may be borrowing that, because I really would like to do this. And these are big blocks. They're 18.5-inch blocks. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to steal that idea, Kathy. And then, see, I have everything cut out for my Bobbin Blooms, so that'll be pretty easy to do that. So I showed you all that. What am I going to show you now? What I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you the haul I've gotten. I haven't gotten a huge amount, but it's all stuff I've gotten. And that way I can put everything away and work on some things. Okay, one of the things I got is I ordered the Fat Quarter bundle from Pat Sloan's Tiny Secrets. I just liked the color palette. I have no plans for it, so it'll just go on my bookshelf for now. But I just really liked the colors in that this time. Now this came back in, probably came in May. It doesn't have it. Oh, it came May 9th. This is probably block 12 of Designer Mystery. This is block 12 of Designer Mystery. So I have to do 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have to do 4 blocks. And then I did starch some of the backing. Then this is my last clue for Wild West. And I've decided not to do any more of these puzzle mysteries after I finish Flyaway. I saw the Wild West. While it's a nice quilt, it's not my taste. I'm hoping the Flyaway is because I really like the fabrics. I like the fabrics, but I realized I really don't like sewing with art gallery fabric, so it could be that. So I have to do this. Then I have 2, I might do these tonight actually. I might turn on one of my lawyers and do this. This is clue 5, so is this other one clue 4? I didn't even open this one. Oh, he's yelling at the dogs again. I'm sorry about that. Hold on, let me take a sip of water. My voice is cracking. I hope I'm not getting sick. We had to take my son for a follow-up doctor's appointment today, and we were in the hospital. We were just for a follow-up. The doctor's offices at Children's Northwest Arkansas, the specialty clinics have offices on the third floor. So I have clue 4 and I have clue 5. So these will get done this weekend because they're all cut out, so it's nothing. And then I'll be caught up, so maybe I'll do that later. Okay, now this is more recent stuff. One of these things I just actually ordered. It was okay. Today I got block 1 of Designer Mystery 2025. I'm actually going to start this. Backing, the finishing kit will come next month because they were behind. But I'm going to start I'm going to start a box. I'm going to starch the fabric, and I'm going to start this because I bought this because I love this fabric, and this is a Corey Yoder. And they have so much fabric when you're done. I'll have enough to make almost another quilt. So that came. So actually, I'm just going to chuck this, guys. Oh, it fell behind that. Okay, I got to remember that. So next, I have been really wanting this kit since it came out. It's a panic quilt. It's Teresa Kogut. I love Teresa Kogut, and I wish I liked to cross stitch her stuff more, but they're like almost full coverage. I don't do full coverage, so I got this kit. And if you remember, I did a very similar kit to this, but it's different, but I love it. And I'm not a huge Halloween person, but I just love this. This is it. And it's called Ghoul Friends. I ordered this on Monday morning. It was in my house Wednesday afternoon. So that was awesome. Oh, and with it, I got this cute little sewing machine magnet, which I'm going to put on my long farm frame. So it includes the quilt pattern and the fabric for the quilt top and the binding. And it finishes 51 by 61 and a half. So it's a really, really cute size. And it comes in another one of these nice little black boxes with the thing on top. Let's see. I'm very curious about something, so I want to open this. And then I'll put it back together. I'm very, very curious about something. Okay. I wanted to see something on the panel. Okay. What I wanted to know, if you want to know, is I wanted to know, you see the checkerboard? I wanted to know if I had to do that checkerboard. I do have to do the checkerboard. It's not on the panel. Okay. So, oh, we have to, oh, this says applique on it, guys. I guess Miss Kiara is going to be appliquing. And I didn't even realize. All the stars are appliqued on there. See? Okay, so how many stars do I have to applique? Let's see. I'm not a huge fan of applique, but this doesn't have a huge amount, I don't think. How many applique for raw edge? Oh, okay, so it's raw edge, so I don't even have to. Raw edge means I don't have to do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I have to put 8 stars on. Okay, so, I mean, I don't have to, I guess. I mean, if you don't put them on, the background's just kind of blah, so I just have to, so what I'll have to do is I will have to copy this and do the quilts. I think I'm gonna do it because I kind of like how this, that's one of the things I liked. I liked how the stars looked. So I am gonna have to applique. So, all right. I'm not doing this right now anyway, so, but I'm excited. Because I just wanted to see if I had to do the checkerboard. Because I originally thought that the checkerboard was there. So that's it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to work on my cotton cuts tonight. I think I'm going to assemble some of the, I don't have to assemble the strippy spools. I have to assemble the box, but I don't have to cut anything because I cut everything for the strippy spools. Bob and Blooms is all cut. I usually am not a person who likes to do the same block over and over, but I am finding it when I'm pressed for time, it's a joy. So I'm kind of liking that. So do I have anything else? I'm going to try to come back. I'm going away in about 10 days for the DAR. Going to Washington, D.C. I'm meeting, my aunt and I are going, and we're meeting my mom and another girl from my chapter is going, along with some other friends. I'm meeting there. But I'm going to try to come back probably during the week and show you probably the finished quilt if I can. Some more blocks. My husband's going to yell at the dog because my dogs are barking again. They're German Shepherds. They bark at the sky. But that's what's going on. If you could all keep my son in with some positive thoughts. We're dealing with some medical issues. Just trying to find answers. We kind of have the answer, but we're moving forward, and it's just difficult when you're dealing with a child who does not speak and communicate. But that's about it. I will probably be back also with a floss tube because I've been doing so much stitching lately. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go because he's gonna yell at the dogs again. It's kind of funny and comical. But I hope you all have a great night, and I will, yes, and it is June and I have a sweater on because I am freezing. I don't even have my fan on in the room, but I am freezing. So I will talk to you all later and hope you have a great night. If I don't talk to you before the weekend's over, have a good weekend and have a really nice Father's Day. If I don't speak to you, I'll probably be back on Father's Day, knowing me. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh, if you can do all the YouTube-y things, like, subscribe if you have a question. I'm sorry. My husband makes me laugh when he yells at the dogs. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye. I can't shut the camera off, guys.